Hi,
Hi,
welcome back to
Rebecca
Halloween
Halloween House.
House.
So today is International Women's Day.
Yeah, so we want to tell a women's story. So we're going to go back in time about 100 years.
We're in Noble, Arkansas at the beginning of the school year in 1921. Pearl Pugsley was sent home from school.
What did Pearl do? How could she have done something so bad as to get sent home from school?
She was wearing lipstick and powder.
Ooh.
No, I could just get sent home from school.
Yes. So at that point in time, there was a huge debate over could respectable women wear lipstick? Pearl didn't want to create trouble. She just thought it was a reasonable right for women to use all the reasonable means to look their best at all times.
Yeah. And her parents were understanding about the situation, and they hired a lawyer arguing that her civil rights were being violated. And the case received nationwide coverage, and a movie company offered the family $1,000 a week that wanted the heroine of lipstick war.
Somehow they got all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court dismissed the case on the grounds that courts have other and more important functions to perform than that of hearing the complaints of disaffected pupils in public schools.
So she didn't matter,
Yeah,
basically.
we got no time for you.
Yeah. So some feared women would rely on these frills to get votes for themselves or influence others to vote for their favorite candidates. It's pretty funny stuff that lipstick is like a sword wielding power.
Yes. Another group that wanted to go to war against that scourge of cosmetics was actually the Women's Christian Temperance Union, and they had recently banished liquor with the passing of the 18th Amendment. At their 1921 national meeting in San Francisco, a speaker declared, "Let's go after the lipstick and the rouge and all those other beautifying instruments. There is no room for smeared lips in America."
They didn't include lipstick on the same list as demon rum, but declared that women who use lipstick are not the sort we can educate. Their feet are firmly set on the road of folly they have selected for themselves.
Boy, they were high and mighty, weren't they?
For wearing lipstick. Could you imagine?
So, the WCTU, they just hated the flappers of the 20s. And many women, including some in the WCTU, actually saw wearing lipstick as kind of a political statement. The young women were the first generation to reject the corset and the petticoat, and they wanted to wear the looser, more comfortable dresses and flexible undergarments. They cut their hair into shorter little bobs and adopted the painted bee stung lip as their calling card.
Yes. And traditionalists were just aghast to see the place formerly occupied by modern maidens taken over by the lipstick queen. Was New York City the new Babylon?
On the other side, a columnist wrote that America should be proud of the new generation. Should the flapper with her elaborate makeup, clothes, bold and confident carriage be suppressed as a menace to the nation's morals, or celebrated as the chief claim to art and beauty?
So in 1919, American women and probably a few men spent an estimated $750 million on rouge, lipstick, powder, and perfume. And this is the equivalent to almost $11 billion in today's standards. Yeah,
That's tremendous.
it is.
One celebrity that was swept up in the lipstick war was Ruth Elder. She was an early aviation pioneer, and she was inspired by Charles Lindbergh's historic flight in 1927. She was also trying to find a way to break into the movies, so she announced that she would be the first female pilot to cross the Atlantic, and the plane that she was going to take, she named the American Girl.
Yes. And reporters were interested in her beauty routine, noting that besides her flying suit, Miss Elder will take 2 dresses, a powder puff, a lipstick, and a mirror. And when she and her co-pilot George Haldeman took off on October 12th, 1927, New York's Daily News announced "Flapper Wings for Paris."
Unfortunately, ice on the wings and a broken oil line caused the American Girl to crash into the Atlantic Ocean off the Azores, where a Dutch steamer luckily picked up the pilots unharmed. The distinction of being the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic would go to Amelia Earhart the next year.
Yeah. And although not well known, Ruth Elder was emblematic of an era in which women were trying to balance newfound freedom against long held expectations of femininity. And it's an exhausting balance they were still trying to strike today.
Yep. But you can wear your lipstick if you want to.
Go put on some lipstick for International Women's Day.
Yes.
Thank you for watching.
Stay
Stay
spooky.
spooky.